Okay, so welcome aboard and looking forward to your presentation. Can you turn on your camera? And oh, there you. Uh,
Thanks so much.
all right.
Have you ever used ChatGPT for school, work, or just for fun? AI makes life so much easier, but have you ever stopped to think about the hidden costs of that convenience? Hello, my name is Fateme, and I'm a 16-year-old student from Ottawa, Canada. Before I begin, I would like to express my gratitude to everyone who has helped me throughout this process and provided this contest, giving us, the youth, a chance to share our voices and express our opinions. I joined this year's Global Youth Challenge because it enabled me to see other people's perspective on AI and sustainability and to also express mine through something I enjoy, which is art. Through this contest, I've learned about the true consequence of unsustainable AI and why we must be mindful of the usage. For that, I am grateful for GYC. Did you know that a single ChatGPT conversation uses about 50 centiliters of water, the equivalent of a plastic water bottle? Well, that might not seem like much, but when we consider how many people, about the millions of people that use AI daily, the impact increases. ChatGPT alone uses over 500 kilowatts per hour of electricity each day, serving around 200 million requests, which is nearly equal to the daily energy consumption of 1,800 households. 1,800,000 households. In my drawing, AI is represented as a person, split into two contrasting sides, one side red and the other side green, showing that AI can be both sustainable and unsustainable, depending on how we choose to use it. The red side represents unsustainability, showing a landscape dominated by factories, waste, and pollution, all contributing to the climate change due to the overuse of AI. There's also piles of e-waste that represent the growing issue of technological waste. In 2022 alone, the world generated 62 million tons of e-waste, much of which ended up in landfills, where toxic substances seeped into the soil and water, harming both the ecosystem and human health, our health. The dried trees and gray in the picture symbolize how life is fading away as pollution contamination spread. A river runs in the middle, but only a small amount of water remains, as the rest have been used to cool down the AI data system within the AI figure itself. Instead of using water sustainable, AI operations consume excessive amount, worsening drought conditions in already water scarce regions. As data volumes increase, so will the demand for cooling, further straining global water resources. In contrast, the green side represents sustainability, where AI is used responsibly. There's minimal pollution. The remains lush, and trees are thriving, illustrating how a balanced approach to AI can help serve the environment. The presence of livable spaces, such as apartments, represent that the sustainable use of AI has kept the environment alive. Unlike the nearly dried river, on the other side, here, the river remains full, symbolizing the conservation of natural resources. This contrast serves as a powerful reminder that AI either contributes to destruction or sustainability, depending on how we choose to use it. Going back to my initial question, how often do you use ChatGPT? And more importantly, is it worth the cost of our environment? Personally, I believe it's not. But this doesn't mean that we have to abandon AI altogether. Instead, we must focus on unsustainable alternatives. For example, instead of ChatGPT, we could use Claude AI, which prioritizes reducing its carbon footprints, managing waste responsibly, and promoting eco-friendly AI practices. It is never too late to make sustainable choices when it comes to AI. While we may not be able to control others, we can start by making better decisions ourselves. AI is a powerful tool, but how we use it determines whether it will be harmful or help our planet. The future is in our hands. So let's choose sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you, Fateme. Could you hold up your artwork again one more time? Just hold it up full screen so we can just hold. Oh, whoops. Yeah, a green screen is eliminating some of it, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay, whoops, lost it. I hope you continue to participate in future competitions as you have in the past. So you have a question coming at you from Professor Slota.
Yes, hello again, Fatima.
Hello.
I'm moved by the art I don't feel that your presentation just now was about art. It was actually really detailed and really interesting and with rich kind of arguments and painting a picture of consumption and the mechanisms. So that's a very striking feature of the talk, is that you were able to really put meat on the bones of the issue. But your your painting there, um, and you referred to the painting throughout, which was neat. Um, I liked that your art situated AI at the kind of juncture between the sort of positive and negative outcomes of the world. And I mean, I think many of us, and probably most people in the world, are aware that there are some very negative directions the world could take. Um, and yet the topic of this year's, GYC is about sustainability, which is a very positive story. So, um, you don't want to focus on the negative. You want to imagine the positive. And I think similarly, AI has positive and negative aspects. We've heard about a bunch of those today. And I agree that with your artistic portrayal, that these can kind of line up with the positive and negative aspects of the world. Like AI will just go step by step, whichever direction we take, and probably it'll be somewhere in the middle. So I like also that you situated AI within the profile of a person, you know, um, lining up against these two separate realities. I think within each of us there are positive and negatives, and most of the negative elements of the world could be traced back to, negative aspects of the humans in the world. So I'm very interested in the power of art, and I noticed you didn't use AI to produce this artwork either. Um, you could have prompted AI to generate a compelling image just by describing everything in your painting, and it would have produced. You could have told it what style you wanted it in, and so that's really been. And I've been aware of this. My question to you has to do with the role of art in a rapidly changing society. Not only, you know, will AI be changing the landscape of artistic work, it's also challenging some of the core media practices that we have. Like now anyone can generate music, graphics, video. AI will produce a song for you, right? Music and lyrics. AI will generate whatever art, and you're likely to see an explosion of media, and so many voices in the world who did not have that capability of creating those media can now do it. Now it's not the same as when we needed artistic skill to do it, but it's democratizing because suddenly everyone can do it. Um, but is it art still? And I guess that's my question to you. Is in this world where now the means of production of these media have become so ubiquitous, leading to potential challenges you mentioned. But what is the what do you think is the role of art in the world, in this AI world? What do you think? What would you hope will be a positive role for art?
Thank you so much for the question. It's very fascinating to really think about art in the society right now. Um, Personally, art comes from the mind of a person, and our brain is so, fascinating and so sophisticated that I feel like as a person, AI, as much as it could get advanced and, with as much detail you could give it, it would not be able to produce um, art or an image that the human would be able to. I feel like personally, when I think about something, I'm thinking about so many different things. And then I'm going to back it up with resources and websites and, information. Well, when you give AI details to create an image or something as such, it will not produce something similar to as one as human. because our brain is so sophisticated. It considers so many things, while AI just gets a description and produces what you want, not thinking about what other things it could add onto it. And I think if AI continue to produce images for artists in music and paintings and maybe directing movies, I feel like, I mean, it would not be as what we have right now. It would not have this background, this emotions, these ideas attached to it. It would, I feel like, be way bland, which then makes the human's arts more attractive, more appealing than the art of an AI, since it has so many different meanings.
Okay,
But-
that's a conversation I'd love to have go deeper in, because there's so many dimensions to it, but I'll let the next questioner go, and just want to thank you for opening these conversations.
Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
Thank you. Let's never put machines ahead of people, please. Let's not turn over control in art or in any other aspect of our lives. Professor Natchez from McMaster University, you have a short question for
Yes, I do.
for
For my
Fateme?
question, yes. Thank you very much again, Fatime, for the very nice presentation, especially of attracting our attention of how AI can actually contribute to the unsustainability of the world, contrary to the previous presentation where we basically look at how AI will contribute, right, to a sustainable world. I also like your artwork very much, and as you mentioned, the artwork normally originates from the mind of the artist, right? So from your artwork, I would like to dip a little bit into your mind and see exactly what you are trying to convey through your art. I saw that, okay, you put a human at the center of your art, which is very great. But I realized that there is some sort of symmetry between the sustainability and the sustainability. So are you trying to imply that the positive side of AI balance the negative side? Exactly.
Thank you so much for your question. I'm not trying to imply that directly. I think that um, the AI, which is shaped as a human, is us and our choices. And then the green is the sustainable side, which the choices that we make and how that affects like the sustainability of our environment, and the red side, the unsustainability of our environment based on the choices that we make. They are symmetrical because it's a choice. It's a two-way path that when we think about it, at first we may not see which one weighs more than which one. When I was researching AI and sustainability, and I thought, oh, then sustainability is it's so much more heavier than unsustainability. But then when I go research way more, I find that unsustainability has so many different factors. It's affecting us so much and heavily. But conclusionally, it's all just our choice, our two paths that we are going to go into based on our decisions and based on what we think.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fateme. Thank you very, very, very much. So I have a little announcement. Katrin Cole of the University of York University, which is also a supporting university for the Global Youth Challenge, will have to leave now, I believe, to teach. So would our judges please turn on their cameras just to... So, Katrin, thank you so much for your participation.
No, thank you so much for this opportunity. Actually, guys, I learned a lot from all of you, and I'm happy to see that you are out there, that you're going to be changing the world for the better. And I just want to tell you how much hope you are giving me in times that are not easy. And it's lovely to know that you're there. Thank you.